There he is. Hello, CFA Nation. Gabe. What's going on, people? I am here to preview this match. This is probably going to be our championship match. Super excited. DC versus my CSK. That's right. Absolutely ready, guys. Excited. I'm going to be getting Ozjod here real soon in the stream. So we're excited to have him. As you guys know, friend of the channel. Ozjod gets it in. What's going on, people? Who is excited for this? Oh, man. Guys, I'm telling you, super exciting stuff. As I get Ozjod here in the channel, let's see what happens. And, man, what's up, Renil? What is going on? What is going on, people? And Norkia with the ball. Oh, Gaikwad gone. Are you serious? Gaikwad gone. Oh, man. And I thought about staying away from Gaikwad. I really did. But, the kid's been so good for the whole year. I had to go with him. It looks like he's gone. What did you guys see? You saw the review. 5-on-1 right now. He seems kind of confident. Let's see. Did it hit the bat? Oh, it looks like it changed the trajectory there, man. Check Ultra Edge. It looks like it hit the bat right. Did it hit the bat? Did it hit the bat? Oh, man. It looks like it hit the bat, guys. And it's missing wickets. Wow. Ooh, did not hit the bat, but it is missing a wicket. Woo! That would have been rough. That would have been rough for a lot of us that I know went with Gaikwad. Oh, daddy. This is interesting business, people. Interesting business going on for sure. Whew, Gaikwad survives. I did not know what to do, to be honest with you guys, in this match. I kind of wanted to go with both sides. I saw they brought back Deepak Chahar, but he struggled in the last 4. He has struggled to get man, he looks really Gaikwad looks kind of unsettled right now. Looks like the ball's doing a lot right now. But Deepak Chahar has struggled, guys, to get wickets in a power play right up front. His economy's been good, but he struggled to get wickets, so I went with Lord Thakor instead. But got himself a little reprieve there. Great first over for Nokia. Gave Nokia the ball first. And, that gets by. Is that going to go for a boundary? No. Great fielding there by Prithvi Shaw. Gaikwad gets 2 off of it. And, whoa. Interesting. Now, it looks like pretty interesting approach here. Gaikwad still on strike. And backwards. What is that? Third man. Goes for an edge. Backward third man for a boundary back there. Now on 6 runs. 12 runs in the first over. So there must have been a couple of no balls there, right? Is that what happened? Or a couple wides, I should say. Man. Exciting first over. Gotta say, super nervous. Last ball here for Gaikwad. And, Nokia looked really good that first over. Guys. Wide plus a 4. Okay. What's up, Ozjot? I already sent you the link. Go ahead and check. 2 wides. All right. Let's see what's up with my people here in the channel. Party people. We got Rashad, Ranil, Rachit, Harris. Man, we are deep in here today, people. We are deep in here today. Who else is in here? MS Dhoni, Human, Chitil, Thunder Haze. What's up, Varun? Anybody else? Marine Money? Something like that? Sunday, Abhishek, what's up? Jordy Girl, what's going on, people? CFA Nation. This looks like it's gonna be the championship right here, right? So it looks like, what's up, Arun? It looks like we getting a preview. And we should have Ozjot in here shortly. I already sent him the link. Avenger 17, what's up? What's going on? Will I do the full stream? No, unfortunately, I got school, but we're gonna be hanging out here for hopefully the first 10 overs or so, and then we're gonna kick it over to Ozjot's channel. I'll pick it up over there because as we actually got teacher development day today, so I just got to be at school, but we'll be in some meetings or whatnot. I'll jump on Ozjot's stream. But what's going on? The man, the myth, the legend. What's up, Ozjot?
Hello. How you doing, Gabe? Nice to see you. Nice and early.
I am nervous, brother. I am nervous. I thought my captain went down early. There was a great ball there by Norkia, and he looked really, really good. Now, who's this guy who's making his debut? No, this is Avish Khan. I'm surprised they put Avish Khan early and not Rabada. But who's this guy? It's that's making his debut for they pulled Smudge. It's I think his name is Patel.
Yeah, I've the first time I've heard of him was literally just before I checked the stream. I was like, oh, who's in the playing 11? And he's someone new for me as well. People in the chat might know him. I've just read someone said he's a great striker of the ball. His strike rate's amazing in domestic cricket, so that's really good. Also, everyone, thank you for coming on to Cricket for Americans. Please like, share, and subscribe. I thought I'd do it. Also, I'm back in my flannel shirt because I'm feeling a bit of Mick Foley today. So, you know.
I love it. I love it.
I just want to say something, Gabe, just before we talk about the game and everything. How are you doing? How is, the doctor segment? When's the next doctor segment coming up on the couch? I'm waiting for that. Who are you gonna pick? When's it gonna happen? You
know what? We really wanted to pick David Warner and put him on the couch, but I don't know if you saw he was actually on he was at the game in the stands waving. I was like, wow, interesting. So we wanted to do that, and then it's been a busy weekend for us. Yesterday we had a very interesting matchup, and KKR barely won this thing. And I think that Owen Morgan's struggles continuing might make him a candidate to be on the couch. We don't know. There's going to be a couple things there. Sam Curran having been sat today, also a candidate to be on the couch. There's so many people. What's going on, AJ? What's going on, 51 in the chat? What's going on? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, guys, again, I will only be streaming about the first 10 overs or so. After that, we're going to kick it over to Cricket First 2.0, and then I will join you guys in the chat there as we hopefully will CSK, baby, to a win and the first seed. Because if you win today, you get the first seed, basically. Yeah. You're locked up, you get the first seed, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and if CSK, if CSK wins today, I'll be so relieved. I'll be so relaxed. That's what you need. That's exactly what you need as a CSK supporter. They've been really good all season. I tried to do one video. As you know, I haven't covered the IPL as much since the resumption. And I was like, okay, DC or CSK is going to win. Like, there's no arguments about any other team getting in, right? They'll get into the playoffs, but I don't see any other team winning this year's IPL. And I was like, yeah, CSK is looking pretty good. They were good in India. but they're actually really good in the UAE as well, which is
Right.
a stark difference to how they were last season, isn't it?
Right. Very,
Because you
very
have
different.
a very similar team, but you have Gaikwad firing fairly consistently, got
Right.
Duplessis firing fairly consistently, got
Right.
Reina, right? They've got a lot of good things going for from a CSK perspective. But I think they've also selected someone new. Not new, sorry. They've brought in Otapa instead of Suresh Raina.
Robin Otapa.
Yeah.
Robin Otapa. And let me tell you, I think the big difference, and Nick and I have talked about it with CSK this season, is Gaikwad. And we saw as soon as he got into the side and they permanently got rid of Shane Watson last year, you got that consistent opening partnership, and they won the last 3. And that continued into this year. Okay. They just actually lost their first game at the UAE last time with an incredible chase by the Rajasthan Royals, obviously. I mean, it was unbelievable. With that being said, that's a big part of what's going on with CSK this year. And I think that not just having a Gaikwad, which has really helped, but really the bowling has been much better. And I think that adding Moeen Ali, which also helps with the strike rate, putting him at 3, a guy that could get you runs but could get you wickets, has helped us stay away from some of those bowlers that get pumped like a Sam Curran, right? Moeen Ali's not giving up 51, bro. That's just not happening, all right? And it's helped us stay away from Luing Ngidi. I thought we might see Luing Ngidi today, to be honest, but this is how serious Dhoni's taking it. He's putting out his best side. This is who's going to be in the championship game for them, okay? And a lot of people are going to say, well, he played Robin Uthappa. I expected that because Harsha Bowley was talking about how poorly Suresh Raina had been playing. And, you know, although he's a mainstay in the team, he's been there forever, it's time to win. And Dhoni sees that he's, you know, really can't play pace, right? He struggles with the spin. And if anything, this team has a whole bunch of pace between Rabada, Norkia,
Avesh Khan as well.
Avesh Khan. So you need, especially if you're playing this team, you need somebody that can handle that pace.
Yeah, I agree completely. I genuinely, Moeen Ali, definitely one of the biggest inclusions to CSK this time around. And then obviously we can talk about Dwayne Bravo finally bowling really well. That's all nice. He's picked up
and being healthy. Good point. And being healthy.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Right. Okay. I'm going to pause and just tell me when it's the 2.3 ball, 2 overs, 3 balls done, please. Because then I'll watch it with you because.
Oh, my man Nick in the chat. What's going on? My man Nick in the chat.
I have not used my clean slate. Nick, thank you so much for joining our Cricket for Americans, or also known as CSK 1-on-1, right?
CSK, baby. CSK 101.
There's a super chat as well, guys.
And no, I just saw it. Was that guy Quad or Duplessis?
Duplessis.
Faf gone. And is that Norkia that got the wicket?
No, it's Axar Patel.
Axar Patel. And I thought about adding him in my lineup as well, man, but I was kind of nervous, man. Faf cranks it and taken there by Surayas Iyer. Or Surayas Iyer, excuse me. Serious liar. You guys know you want me to say it. You know you want me to say it. Thanks in the chat. What's up, people? All right. Sub says, thank you for the super chat. Sup. Laugh out loud. Why do you hate Ngidi so much? He had one bad game like a lot of other players, and he's your most hated. Laugh out loud. No, Sup. He is not my most hated. All right. My most hated for sure is John Campbell. Sam Curran is starting to make the team. That's how upset I was at Sam Curran's last performance. Guys, he's been pumped so far. The top non-economical bowlers, the top pumped, like 4 or 5 performances have been, by the way, on CSK this year, and Sam Curran belongs 3 of them, all right? One's Lord Thakor and one's Luing Ngidi. So I'm just saying. But with that being said, oh, man.
Who's in? Uthappa's in. Uthappa's in at 3.
That's interesting that Dhoni chose to do this. And I think that the idea is, at any given time, when you put in Moeen Ali, he's going to come and score quickly, right? The experiment has worked all year long at 3, but he wants somebody that can establish a partnership with and rotate the strike with Gaikwad. So I think the idea is, let's try to get him through the power play, and let's put in Uthappa, who's probably better for that, because Uthappa can go 3 or 4 overs. He has that where you might get an over, literally an over 6, maybe 7 or 8 balls out of Moeen Ali. He could get you 20 runs on it, but he's not going to establish a partnership. It's not going to happen.
I think it's an interesting call because Uthappa hasn't played the entire season. It's good to get him as much time at the crease as possible. And I think that's probably also included in what you're saying, that Uthappa is going to take his time. He's going to form that partnership. Even though I think Uthappa has of late, and, in certain instances, looked like the guy who'd come in and just smash from ball 1. But over the at least the last couple of years, if I just base it on that, he has taken his time. So it's good giving him enough time at the crease. Right now, he's got 1 run off 1 ball. All he needs to do is bat the power play with Gaikwad. Then even if he gets out, he's had balls under his belt, so they can potentially continue him in the next match. But yeah, it seems unlikely that Suresh Raina is going to come back, I think. What do you think? Do you think Suresh Raina is going to come back into the side, or is this more of, let's just give Uthappa a game and then bring Raina back, or get Pujara into the side,
I think that this is what you're going to see. I think that Dhoni's made the decision. Suresh Raina just can't handle the pace, and we can't necessarily leave him there just to wait for a couple spinners. They could. It really restricts what Dhoni can do. So I think that Robin Uthappa is a good. I honestly would have liked this 1 game earlier, but I think that's just what you're going to see in the championship game. Dhoni's not playing around. He's putting out the best side right now, and we'll see what happens. Right now, they're okay in the power play, 30 for 1 in the 4th over. Your boy Rabada's in. And they've thrown pretty much all pace except for Axar Patel in there, right? Yeah. And obviously, I think Pant did a great job.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Gabe, but that is such a beautiful shot by Ruturaj Gaikwad down the ground. So cleanly hit. I was just like, wow.
He's got all the shots. He's got all the shots. For sure. He's got all the shots. And,
He didn't even middle it. And it still looks good.
It still looks really good. Just nice and calm batsman. He did look really nervous, jittery, which I haven't seen from him in that first over from Norkia. But now he's settled down. And this is what you like to see out of the young boy, being settled down, not taking the crazy shots.
And then gets a single right after. So, or double, depending on, I think that's just 1 run. But just definitely the way he's kind of constructing his innings, very early to say. He's 13 off 12, but even then you can see, you said he had a bit of jitters because he's facing like 145, 150 kilometers an hour. He probably doesn't face that too often. So it's good to kind of take his time, right?
Absolutely. Especially, because Norkia also has a lot of swing to his ball. I feel like Rabada, doesn't have as much swing to his ball, as much movement, where they're both pacers. But I think, honestly, Norkia is tougher to space. That's just been my opinion. But right now,
going down leg. I think that's going down leg. What do you think?
They should have taken a run there, though. There was a run to be had. There was absolutely a run to be had.
Yeah, they could have gotten it. They definitely
Hold on for 1 second, all right, brother? Hold on the fort.
No problem. So it's 35 for 1. 35 for 1 in the 4th over. DRS, they're going to take it? I don't think they are. It's probably going to miss leg stump. Anyway, I'll go through some of the comments. Aaron says, do you see any changes in the World T20 Indian lineup? Do you know what? I would like to see some changes. However much I've belittled Yuzvinder Chahal for the past 11 months, I would like to see Yuzvinder Chahal in the Indian side. Look how good he's bowling in the UAE. He's definitely stepped up his game. He's definite class. There's talks about Ruturaj Gaikwad in the chat coming to the side. It's difficult to fit him in unless India changes their tactics. Kick out Surya Kumar Yadav, kick out Ishan Kishan, pick Ruturaj Gaikwad up, right? Have Gaikwad and Rohit Sharma open the batting, and then you have Virat Kohli at 3. Maybe that's something they could do, but I don't know. MS Dhoni says, Asja, DRS, you mean Dhoni? Oh, yeah, of course I do. That's what I meant. Yeah, Chahlan Gaikwad, yeah. Renel says, instead of CFA, it's TFR. Oh, yeah, I just realized it's TFR up here.
Oh, that's because I did my review for
Sopranos?
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I was so upset because people are giving it such negative feedback. And I've got this problem where, for whatever reason, I feel like I've always got to be right. But here's the reality behind it. People, if you're going to say the acting was bad, okay, which it wasn't. The acting was superb. Just look at that lineup and tell me that that's a bad acting lineup. Stop it. Ray Liotta, Vera Farmiga, stop it. Even I was gonna say Sopranos kid. Even Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini, was great, bro. Was absolutely great. Some of the acting performances, Alessandro, the guy who I didn't realize he's Castor Troy or Castor Troy's brother from Face Off, Pollux Troy. He was amazing in this film, bro. Amazing. But the story was convoluted. And I will say that they try to fit basically a season's worth of information into a 2-hour. This should have been like a 4-hour Irishman or a 6-part episode on HBO Max. You know what I mean? They try to condense it. It's the same thing, in my opinion, what happened with the Justice League, right? Yeah. You know, you saw the longer version was much better because when you shorten things out, you just take out too much that you need. Yeah. But with that being said, like, people are like, oh, this wasn't a Tony Soprano origin story. Pay attention. They never said it was. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what kind of upset me. It's not supposed to be a Tony Soprano origin story. This is about the guy, Dicky Montasante, who inspired Tony to go into the mob, not his dad. And when you see the story, if you follow The Sopranos, it makes sense. Okay. Again, I see its flaws. It's not an A, but people are giving it like a C- and a D. And I'm like, you're crazy. You don't know good writing. Now, here's the one problem. It doesn't stand on its own. So if you don't know The Sopranos lore, and if you haven't followed The Sopranos, then you're in a situation where some things may not make sense. But if you follow the show, how could you not say that this is in poetic writing, bro? Come on, stop it.
Thing is, there's always interpretation, and then there's right and wrong. And as you put it, there's a lot of people who do like jump on the bandwagon if someone's saying something's bad, right? They're gonna say, "Oh, it's not really good." They're gonna belittle it a lot more than a lot of other things. Right. Personally, never seen Sopranos. Watched one episode, right? Never seen not seen the movie you're talking about, but I saw your review, so that's what I'm basing everything on. that's all I know.
Appreciate it, Asjad. And man, the last over was really, really good for DC, and the run rate has actually gone to a crawl, man. 39 for 1 in the 5th over. Rutraj Gaikwad struggling a little bit with the pace, man. He's struggling a little bit with the pace, and this is no bueno here. No bueno.
To be honest, I'll be happy if they get 45, 50 runs off the power play, even though there were 30 of 3. Oh, snap. No.
Oh, man. Norkia didn't get him the first time, but absolutely got him this time. Gaikwad gone. There goes my captain. And this spells trouble. CSK is now in trouble. And man, I don't know. Oh, he looked like he was struggling with Norkia's pace today. Yeah, he really did. And bye, baby.
Good catch by Ravichandran Ashwin as well. I think it's the pace. It's definitely the pace. The bounce he got on that one. He when he tried to hit that, you can probably explain better in baseball terms. But basically, just top edged. He didn't hit it properly. He was too slow onto it.
Basically, it ate him up. Okay, what happens is when you can't handle the pace, you barely get your bat on it, and you in cricket you top edge it or whatnot. In baseball, Nick goes, our captain is gone. I knew Nick went with him. You know what I mean? In baseball, you foul it off. Now, and that's basically what he did there, man. And is it me or does Norkia just, I don't know what, he hasn't had a great season, okay? But for just watching him on the eye test, I feel like his pace and what was that? 148. I think 148 kilometers. He looks so good today.
I think what I've noticed with Norkia, plus he didn't play the first leg at all, right? He's only played the UAE. So he's looked quick, but he hasn't bowled as well as I would have expected him to, especially in the conditions. Plus he didn't play the entire season. So coming back into it, he's picking up wickets here and there, right? And today, as you talked about it, right? In terms of his performance today, he's gone for runs, but he's looked menacing. He's looked dangerous.
Right.
Even now, he bowls a bouncer to Robin Uthappa. He smashes that, but he doesn't get that all the way. That's what 2 runs at the square leg boundary, right? So,
and that could have been taken. If Hitmeyer was in a better position, that could have been taken because it was up in the air. He is bowling well. They cannot handle his pace. The good thing is that this is the second over already. So, I mean, you know, we got 2 more overs of him to deal with. Rabada was very economical, but it didn't look like the pace was jumping on top of people. Dude, that last ball was 150 kilometers to Robin Uthappa, bro. 150 kilometers. That's tough stuff, man.
They're not expecting it. That's the thing. Even though they know it's Anrik Nortje, this guy's bowled 155 or 156 before.
Right.
They're not expecting it because when he's bowling short, maybe it's rolling off the pitch quite quickly. Maybe it's pitching and speeding up. Maybe maybe the pitch isn't as slow for someone of this pace, right? You know, when the ball bounces, usually you lose pace. But the way, at least from what I can see, when it bounces, it doesn't look like it's losing much pace.
Right.
It's looking like it keeps increasing in pace. So yeah, definitely. What's his name? Nortje has bowled really well, even though he's gone for runs. And Rabada, as you said, he's not express pace. Rabada can be express pace, but he doesn't. He's not that guy anymore. He's not being used as that role, right? Nortje is being used as the all out and out pace bowler. Rabada is changing his pace. He's
like that first one right there to Moeen Ali. That was like 138.
Yeah,
140. Yeah, so again, like you said,
126. So he's changing his pace quite well.
Right.
So yeah, definitely. This is, as you said, in the title. By the way, guys, please like, share, and subscribe because Gabe has predicted the final of IPL 2021. Look at the description of the title. This is the final. I'm telling you now, people are gonna disagree with me, but this is gonna be the final.
I gotta be fair. Nick came up with that, but we've been talking about this for a while, so I gotta give my man Nick some love. And was that a leg by, or did he get a bat on that? Doesn't matter. I'll take the runs however they come.
Yeah, that's 4. I don't think that's a leg by. That's off the bat.
Yeah, alrighty, there it is.
Ooh.
Oh, you're right.
People do not agree with me.
KKR RCB final. Come on, guys. I saw KKR yesterday, and I'm a KKR fan. Here's the problem. Losing Andre Russell was massive to KKR. Massive. That really hurt us because at any time he can come and give you 20, 30 runs. You're not getting that out of, I'm sorry, Owen Morgan. You're not. And when you got to depend on Owen Morgan for runs, you saw how poorly it was yesterday, man. How poorly. And I'm telling you, it's rough. I like RCB's chances, and I'm a KKR fan better because I think that between Glenn Maxwell, ABD still got to get right, and he got that a little bit last time. Kohli's been playing spectacular. Padikkal, the Purple People Eater Patel.
Gabe, I'm going to interrupt you here. I cannot say Harshal Patel anymore. I have to say Purple People Eater every time. Right? Man. Why can't I say Harshal Patel?
He's amazing, man. He's amazing. So I think that if it's not CSK and DC, I think it's going to be RCB and CSK or RCB and CSK. But KKR, and I love KKR, guys. Andre Russell's loss was just too massive. They can't replace those runs. They just can't replace those runs. And it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Even though they're going to probably try and go with Tim Southey and Lockie Ferguson as the bowling unit, but they don't offer you the same thing with the bat, right? Even if they play, let's say they play Narayan, they play these two, and I forgot who their potential for. Owen Morgan, obviously. Owen Morgan,
he's the captain. He's got to be in there, right?
He's not performing really well. He's performing terribly. He hasn't been good in almost a year now. That's shocking because if you went back a year ago, I was of the mindset, Owen Morgan can do no wrong.
He's
Owen
better
Morgan
than DK. And
yeah,
DK's been helping out with the bat while he hasn't.
yeah.
And you got Shubman Gill. Thank Lord you got Venkatesh Iyer, who's been somewhat consistent for them. But then you got Arul Tripedi, who's so inconsistent, along with Nitish Rana. And then that's it, bro. All right. Narayan may or may not give you runs. That's it. They are top heavy. They got 4 legit batsmen. DK make it 5, and that's it, bro. The bottom order is atrocious, man. Atrocious. So we'll see what happens.
Nitish Rana is actually, surprisingly, at least that's my take on it. He's done well as he's moved down the order. You know, when he was batting at 3, he would get 0 or 80. At number 4, he's performed less aggressively, but more consistently than he has been for quite some time. So it's good to see that dichotomy from Nitish Rana. As you said, Rahul Tripathi is a floater in the side, but I've been really disappointed with Owen Morgan. Like it's just an absolute shame. He's the captain of England, right? He should be better. He's just not clicking at all. As a captain, nor as a batsman. It's really depressing from a,
Somebody tells me, Gabe, Mumbai Indians is still not out. And I tell you what, Mumbai Indians always have a chance. Until they're out, I'm not even going to say it's out. But
they're out. Not that. Mumbai Indians is out, Gabe.
Ooh, that's a wide right there. I'm looking at right now. Oh, did Moeen Ali get out on that shot? No. And that's what I say why having a Moeen Ali in them up in the opening partnership is dangerous, and you don't want to bat them till 3 or 4 because they take those reverse sweep and those unconventional shots because they like to score quickly, and those scoop shots. You can't do that, and that's why to me, Ruturaj Gaikwad is better. Notwithstanding today he got ate up by the pace, but you understand what I'm saying. Do you lose the rest of your team once the postseason starts? That's a good question. Oh, and is that going to run away forward too?
Is that another wide, Gabe?
It looked like another wide. And DC honestly is living dangerously just by giving these wides. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Captaincy KKR curse. Yeah, because when DK was captain, he was struggling, right? So it might be the captaincy of the KKR curse, brother. Oh man.
There's a comment by Vamshi, right, that says Morgan for England is like Dhoni for CSK. I agree, but he hasn't been able to do the same thing for KKR, and it just doesn't seem to resonate what he's done internationally in the IPL. That's the unfortunate thing that I think. I think if you select Morgan, obviously you make him a captain, but right now I don't see Morgan fitting into the place into the KKR lineup, and it's annoying to say because he's the captain.
Right.
He's so quality. It's just difficult to kind of have that sorted, And
it says Mumbai just requires 1 KKR loss in order to get in.
Hold on.
But that's assuming that Mumbai wins out the rest of their games. Yeah. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt, because if they end up with the same record, I think KKR still has the
best net run rate.
The better run rate, right?
Yeah, they're ahead.
So a lot has to happen. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say never, because it could happen. Again, was I confident watching KKR yesterday? It came down to the last over when it should have been a lot easier. And again, Owen Morgan looked terrible. He looked absolutely terrible. So as I'm thinking about it, I just don't think KKR have enough, but they can get in. They may just not do anything.
Mm-hmm. There's an interesting comment by Siddhartha saying, Asja, do you see MSD fitting into CSK though? I'll tell you what, he's a keeper as well. That's another skill that he has within that side. You could say Morgan is a great fielder, but as a wicket keeper, that's a completely different role. So for me, MSD does fit in there unless they find a better keeper. Then obviously I'm gonna say right. But Dhoni's captaincy, Morgan's captaincy, I'm not gonna get into this debate because they're both great captains. They've done great things for each of their countries, and Dhoni's done it for IPL teams, and Morgan's probably done it for a lot of other teams.
88 in the chat. Thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to answer some questions from the chat. It says, Gabe, why don't you make your captain in the fantasy a bowler? I do. I just had Sonona Ryan as captain, and then a couple weeks before, a couple matches before that, I had somebody else as my captain. It might have been was it the Purple People Eater or vice captain? In this game, I did not trust. I went with 2 batters because I didn't trust any of them because literally, here's the thing: you can stay away if you want to from a particular bowler, right? And you've seen it where batters literally concede an over and, okay, we'll take a single if it's there, but we're not trying to take them on. And I'm talking about a guy like Rashid Khan, right? Rashid Khan is probably the best T20 bowler there is, period. At least that's what my eyes show me. However, he doesn't get the biggest numbers because a lot of guys don't take him on. They just don't take him on. So guys are very cautious to say, okay, we're going to survive this over. And to me, that's the biggest difference between baseball, for instance, and cricket, where you can't avoid a pitcher. He's going to be out there for 6-7 innings if he's hot, minimum 5 usually. So you got to deal with him. And in cricket, you can say, okay, I'm going to survive his over and attack the next guy. So it's more strategic there. But I usually try to put in some all-rounder to as a captain because they can help you both ways. We'll see what happens. But, man.
I'm just trying to comment saying out, but I don't see it. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's just a fake out because I really don't want Moeen Ali to get out. But knowing Moeen Ali, he's done what Moeen Ali loves to do. He's done exactly what Moeen Ali loves to do.
Up in the air and gone. And gone. Another catch taken by Iyer, and Moeen Ali is gone. CSK is in trouble.
2 wickets. Axar Patel has 2 wickets now in his second over.
And I should have used, I thought so, I wanted to pick him as an all-rounder, but I figured that I wanted both Moeen Ali and Jadeja because I thought that they were going to have to both bat today. And to my point, they're both going to have to. Yeah, Jadeja's going to have to bat today, so we'll see what happens. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Somebody's going to have to talk me off the couch. Oh, man.
Varun says as well, that I want Ali on the couch.
Oh, man. 59 for 3. All right, they gained 20 runs, but lost a 3rd wicket since the last wicket fell. And guys, this is just not good. If you're a CSK fan, you've got to be concerned. And man, in the second inning, you're also talking about we need somebody to come in and establish a partnership with Robin Uthappa now. Now you see that the Uthappa move by Dhoni was the correct one, because these other guys just aren't lasting, and you don't want the lower order being exposed to the middle orders where wickets fall in those middle orders. You know what I'm saying? So man, 59 for 3. We're in the 8th over now, man, and bro, I'm stressed. I'm sure Nick is loving this right now. I am stressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you this: whatever happens, at least they are in the playoffs. You gotta think about it. This is their practice for the actual playoffs, right? So to me personally, I'm happy if CSK just goes and has a world. Although as a CSK fan, I want CSK to win. Obviously, that's always the case. But even if they lose, that's my excuse. Oh, they're just practicing. It's fine. It's all good. The league stages have almost finished. It doesn't really matter. But there was comment about MI, and so I checked the table. So KKR is on 12 points with 1 match remaining.
Right.
MI is on 10 points with 2 games remaining.
Right.
But the net run rate of MI is atrocious compared to KKR. KKR is almost plus 0.3, and MI is minus 0.4. Okay, so there's a disparity there. So I find it very hard to believe that Mumbai Indians wins both of their games to get into the final. But again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times, Gabe. But
this is so interesting. This is so interesting, and I did not see this coming. Yeah. I'm just hoping that the wicket is slower. Now, granted, this is the same pitch that was used yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. And we saw the low score in that game, right? How long it took KKR to chase. So we don't know what's going to happen until the second innings. So we'll see what happens, man. But, man, this is brutal right now. This is brutal, Azjad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same ground. I don't know if it's the same pitch, though. I know it's the same ground. this is the thing. Yesterday, the pitch wasn't great. That's the reason why all the batsmen basically struggled. And the spinners were helpful. Everyone who bowled got everything they could have from that pitch.
Yeah.
But here, it doesn't seem like that type of pitch. It looks like a slightly better pitch to bat on, or maybe, that first over went for 16. That's the reason why they're on. Oh, Uthappa, what is wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, my gosh.
Why would you do this? Why?
Oh, wow. Bro, Game over. Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me.
Dooney Boostad.
CSK is getting manhandled right now. Uthappa, we needed you to last. He had to be in there until the death. This game is over, and I'll tell you why right now. Okay?
Gamble, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Dhoni put himself in there now, which is interesting. With I would have thought he would have gone with Jadeja. Now we got Bravo, we got the core who can bat. CSK does bat deep, right? So they've got 3 more batters after this. Jadeja and Bravo for sure, and Lord Decor can give you a couple runs. But it looks like Dhoni's going to come out today and say, no, I got to settle things down and hopefully establish a partnership with Rayudu. Get into the death. And maybe they're looking at yesterday. It's got to be the pitch, bro. It's got to be the pitch. And I know people are going to say it's an excuse, guys. Look it up. Who can tell me if this is the same pitch as yesterday?
It's a different pitch. I think Turning Points just said it's a new pitch.
It's a new pitch, but it's the same grounds as yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's Dubai, yeah.
Guys, I don't know what's going on. Sarjar was deaf there for a while. Now it's Dubai. Like, what have they done to these pitches? This is where I am concerned for my West Indies, because West Indies need big scores in order to win in the World Test Championship. And bro, it doesn't. You had the one huge game last week from DC and CSK, and other than that, it's been rough, bro. It's been rough. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you one thing. There's a really good comment by Ferzi about the ball. You know, when normally Ashwin bowls a carom ball, right? Carom balls don't spin that much away from the right-hander.
Right.
Whenever I ball one, it doesn't spin that much, but that one turned quite a bit. So I think Uthappa probably saw that and thought, oh, I can smash that over long on for 6, right? But it spun so much away from him than he expected. That's why top edged it completely, right? It was a really good ball, but at the same time, I understand what you're saying. It's not looking good for CSK right now.
It's not looking good,
not
and
like
I'm telling you,
score game at all. It's not a high score game.
Yeah, it's not going to be a high scoring game. Now, I could be proven wrong in the second innings if DC comes and chases this thing down. But if it's like yesterday, we expected KKR to chase this thing down relatively quickly, and they didn't on the same grounds. It literally came down to the same ball. So it may come down to, last year the UAE pitch was good. This year it's atrocious. And think about it. There's only been a few good games. Now, somebody called me out. He's like, Gabe, you love bowling, so why don't you like the lower scoring pitches? Because my West Indies aren't going to win that game. My West Indies, and that's me being biased. They need to go in there and rake. All right? Dwayne Bravo, I trust. We lost Russell. I don't think he's back, so that hurts as well. Turning Point was the one that said it. So that hurts as well, losing Andre Russell. So we've got Jason Holder. I'm pretty sure they're going to put him in the side, especially how he's looked at the UAE. But can they match up with the bowling of, and again, we're in a bracket of death, okay? South Africa, bracket of death, all right? We got to see this guy, Rabada, right? Come on, man. We got to see Norkia. It's rough, bro. It's rough. And we'll see what happens.
It's the World Cup's gonna be fun, Gabe. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm sure. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. And again, you call that the group of death. Some people call the other group the group of death. They're both very, very dangerous groups. Okay.
You know what though? Yeah. After watching the UAE, and I'll tell you right now, I gave Pakistan like maybe a 10% chance at first. I was like, yeah, no way, they don't get. With their bowling and these pitches, Pakistan got a shot. Because that's their strength. Their bowling, man. And these low-scoring games, I could definitely see Pakistan winning. Absolutely. With their bowling, yes.
The only issue is they might just get 80 all out as well. So it's either or. But definitely, their bowling is their strength. They've got a very stacked top two, but then their middle order isn't the greatest, and their bowling is what needs to kind of guide their entire approach. And that's the type of teams that usually win World Cups, right? Their bowling is strong. That's what I've always heard. That's what I've generally seen as well. If you don't have a good bowling unit, you probably don't win the tournament. Can't just win with batting. So if you have a good bowling unit, you can win tournaments 100%. And, take your catches, which is something that Pakistan doesn't really do. But let's not go there. That's a different topic for a different time. Gabe, just wanted to mention, I'm not streaming, by the way, after this.
Oh, so you're not? No.
Basically, it's been very hectic on my end. So that's why I did one video. I did one video to cover 2 weeks.
I was shocked, but I figured work, stuff happens. Happens. I get it. My bad. I just thought that you'd be streaming. That's my fault. But it's interesting, and I'm still thinking, right, what the West Indies is going to do. I definitely see it after Jason Holder's performance that they're going to use him and probably replace Russell, because Russell's out, man. Russell's out. You know what I'm saying? And
is Russell completely out of the World Cup as well? Is he that? Have they?
They said he's out for the rest of this tournament, and the World Cup starts 2 days after this tournament, so I can't see him playing in the World Cup.
Okay. In that case, I think you're right about the Jason Holder thing, because the only reason why Jason Holder is probably, yes, he doesn't have the best T20 record, but the reason why he was in the reserves was because Andre Russell is your first all-rounder, right? Bowling all-rounder. But when he's out, then Holder kind of fits in quite easily. I didn't know that about Russell, so if he's completely gone, then Holder needs to come back. And again, Holder's been good in these conditions. He's bowled really well. He's bowled really well.
He has. And his change of pace has really helped out here.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. One thing I want to add, by the way, about Raidu and Dhoni, they have to bat till the 15th over.
Yeah.
They have to bat till the 15th over, even if they're 100 for 4 at the 15th over stage. That's perfectly fine. They just need to go at about just over a run a ball or something like that, right?
Yeah, go for a run a ball. That's exactly why I think Dhoni brought himself in here. I think Dhoni understands, like, look, if I put in Jadeja's the firepower, and Jadeja's going to try to score quickly. We've seen Jadeja in an over recently put up, what was it, 20-something runs?
Recently, 20, 22 runs, something like that.
22 runs. He put up like 40-something in the depth, so... Dhoni's thinking to himself, all right, and I know that Dwayne Bravo can go ahead and put up some runs in a short amount of time. So this is the game. Can Dhoni guide along with Amadou Raidu this team to get to the 15th over and say, all right, we'll go for a run of ball. If a boundary's there, is there. Even if we're, like you said, 100 for 4 at that point, we'll have wickets in hand, and that's when we'll open it up and then try to attack in the depth, which is tough because they've got a Vish Khan in the depth, that, and they're also going to have Rabada in the depth. But I think that it's the smart approach right now. Although, to be fair, the depth has actually been a depth of batsmen, not bowlers this year, because very few teams have been able to put up big scores in the depth. It's ridiculous.
I think based on that specific point, CSK will still look to eye that rather than going hell for leather right now, right? It's probably the better option to have these batsmen get settled in, take as much as time possible to get settled on this crease, and then go hell for leather in the last 5 overs. As you said, it's the death of batsmen at the moment. Right. But even then, you can have someone like Jadeja come in and score 20 off 7, right? You can have Dwayne Bravo come in and score 20 off 7 as well. So they've got that flexibility after these two. So even if they've, let's say, scored 20 off 20, both of them, right? Then they can start and be more aggressive in those last 4 or 5 overs. And if they lose a wicket, as you talked about, Jadeja already can come out and just smash from ball 1. Bravo can smash from ball 1 too. So I think that's the right approach. There's no other approach they could potentially use. But agreed, Avesh Khan, Rabada, Nortje in the death. That's difficult. That's really difficult stuff to play.
It is, bro. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if these pitchers continue to play this way, I may change my mind, because although CSK is a more balanced team, I think that they have great hitters. I think that I think it's advantage DC if they get to the playoffs and these pitchers continue to play this way, because their bowling is just so deep with Axar Patel, Ashwin, Rabada, Norkia. They've got a perfect balance of spin and pace. Avish Khan. I mean, bro, it's scary. It is scary. And while CSK does have Dwayne Bravo, who's been really, really good. Okay. They've got the core, right? Josh Hazelwood has been expensive, but he's been okay. But other than that, man, for whatever reason,
consistent, but not picking up wickets.
Chahar's not picking up wickets. He's been economical, but not picking up wickets, right? He, in a power play, he has not gotten a wicket, they said, basically, since they've gotten to the UAE. That's concerning. That's concerning. Yeah. And
that's a replay. Don't worry, Gabe.
Oh,
it's a replay. It's a replay.
I was stressed out. But
he's bowling so well to Dhoni. It's not even funny. It's he's bowling so well. I love seeing Ashwin bowl. And this is the funny thing. I don't see Ashwin bowl too much in T20s apart from the IPL, right?
Right.
When you see him and he bowls deliveries like that, look at, like, he's walking in, he's in his run up, and then he pops out and bowls a carom ball to Robin Uthappa, and it just spins and gets him out. It's just so good. He's so skilled.
And you got to ask yourself, how do they leave him off of the? But the West Indies, the Indian team is so strong that right now, and it's going to sound blasphemous because I hope Nick's not in the chat because this is his guy. I think India may consider leaving off Siraj because Siraj is also struggling taking wickets. Normally, him and Chahar are good, but since they've gotten to the UAE, they've struggled taking wickets. I don't know if these pitches are conducive to what they do as bowlers, right? So maybe you do put somebody else in there. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. Would you replace Siraj or do you keep him in the lineup?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm just gonna add something to that. 10th October is when everyone has to make their final decisions about the squads, right?
Right.
Based on Yuzvendra Chahal's performances here, based on how well Ruturaj Gaikwad has played, right?
Right.
Based on a few things, I think at least one of them might come into the Indian side. And Rahul Chahar in the UAE is a stark contrast to what he was doing in India. Like, I looked at the stats, and I think I put in the video as well. They're polar opposites. When Chahal bowls in the UAE in this year's IPL, he's bowled magnificently well compared to Rahul Chahar, who's bowled terribly in the UAE. So maybe that's something they need to look at. Who knows? They might actually go with Ashwin, Chakravarti, and Ravi Jadeja as their three main spinners.
Right? Yeah, and Chakravarti has been really, really good. And people are letting me know Siraj is not in the team. My apologies. I thought Siraj was in there. That's interesting. That it's an embarrassment of riches. I think you got to have Gaikwad in there, to your point. And
in the paces, they've got Bumrah, Shami, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and then I think in the do they have Deepak Chahar? I think they have Deepak Chahar in the reserves or somewhere at least.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you leave off Patel with what he's doing? How do you leave off Patel, the purple people eater? He's not getting in. He's not getting in the side. There's no way.
No. If Harshal Patel makes the Indian side in this T20 World Cup, I'm telling you, Gabe, I'm gonna get a haircut.
You don't think what he's doing, averaging 2 wickets every game with the slower ball. You don't think Dhoni, you don't think all those guys are watching it right now saying, yeah, this guy did the same thing last year in the UAE. These conditions suit him. Let's win.
I would love to see that. Let's put it this way. From a completely logical standpoint, based on recency and what he's done in the UAE, I understand your point of view. I'm really sorry. I don't see it happening. It's very, very...
Wow.
If it happens, I will be shocked.
Wow. The chat is backing you up. No way Harshal Patel gets in the squad. Wow. That's insane to me. Bro. Oh, okay.
With an interesting comment, he says Harshal needs to prove this in at least 2 consecutive IPLs then we'll see.
He did last year in the IPL and this year.
No, it was the same season. It was this season, wasn't it? Not last season. Last season he was playing for Delhi Capitals, wasn't
Delhi
it?
Capitals, right.
Yeah,
I
he
see what you're
didn't
saying.
get a chance as much.
But he proved it in India, and now he's also proven it in the IPL. Listen, sometimes guys are hot. Sometimes it's just being in good form. And for whatever reason, he's in good form. Do I think he's an overall better bowler than some of the other guys there? No. But I think right now, these grounds are conducive, and he is hot. He's taking wickets. You got to use your eyes. You got to use your gut. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I guess maybe that's just the knee-jerk reaction of it. But to your point, right? Chahal did not look good in India. He looks good. He's a different bowler here in the UAE. So use your eyes. Use your you know what I mean? Use your gut. Say, this guy right now is in good form. And maybe that's just my reactionary, because I am very reactionary. That's just me, man.
If it happens, honestly, Gabe, if it happens, I will find a way to come to Vegas. I will find a way to come to Vegas and give you a present of sorts. Okay,
bro, you come to Vegas. You come to Vegas, and we're having lunch. We're having dinner. We're hanging out.
100%. But yeah, definitely. If Harshal Patel makes the side, I understand your point of view. That's the thing. I can't say, Gabe, you're wrong. But what I can say is it seems unlikely, because they've got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, they've got Mohammad Shami, and they've got Jasprit Bumrah as their main potential seamers. Sorry, they've got Hardik Pandya in the side, who doesn't bowl, but he might leave the side. Who knows? Right? It's very difficult to push Harshal Patel in there. They might consider Avesh Khan. Like I was thinking, Avesh Khan could be someone they might consider, but it's the same thing with both of them. They need two consecutive IPLs minimum, and then a consistent domestic backing to be considered for the World Cup.
If you were going to replace one of those bowlers, who would it be? I'm going to get crushed right now in the comments. I think Booby. Booby.
I dare not say this, but I would say the same thing as you, Gabe. And the reason is just based on what I'm seeing in this IPL. Right. And people might say, again, recency bias and all that stuff kind of taken into consideration. But if I had to replace one, I'd replace Bhuvaneshwar Kumar rather than Shami or Bumrah right now.
Jihan trolling me in the chat right now. Jihan, yeah, Sam Curran is now part of the Sinister Six. I don't know if you saw that video, but he's in the Sinister Six. I think, who did I kick out of I think Ngidi got a reprieve. He's out of the Sinister Six. I know John Campbell's in there, or maybe Chris Jordan is still in there. But Sam Curran is now in the Sinister Six. I'm convinced, by the way, that was actually not Sam Curran. I'm convinced it's Tom Curran. That's why he's got the stupid haircut right now, because he's trying to, disguise himself or whatever, that it's his brother or whatnot. They're trying to blend in, because nobody wants Tom Curran to play anymore. And Tom Curran feels bad. So he's like, all right, you can come in and play for me. But I'm done with him. He should never pick up another ball for CSK. Negative. I am done.
Right. Do you know what I think of when you just said, I am done? I was like, Undertaker, I'm ready to just rip him to shreds. Oh, goodness.
I do got a couple people agreeing with me that Booby is past his prime. It should be him. Okay. I thought I'd get crushed on that, but all right. Again, I think that India is actually in a really good position because of their bowling. And
that's a beautiful ball by Axar Patel.
Wow. Axar Patel looks so good.
He's great.
He's
economical. He picks up wickets. Dude, if he was in any other team in the world, I'm sure he'd be in the 11. I would take him into Pakistan. Hands down. I'd take him. He's great. He's fantastic.
Varun said it's more like the Sinister 16 getting crowded over there. Oh, yeah. People are in and out all the time. There's a couple mainstays. Nick is always on there. He's never going anywhere. John Campbell's on there, umpires. But, the bottom three can change from time to time.
Gabe, did you see Diddly Dobbly podcast, the umpire interview?
I have not watched it yet.
It's long, but it's interesting. I think you'll enjoy it.
I have to check it out for sure. I have to check it out.
Yeah. There's a comment here, which I think I want your take on it. Bharat says, Ajay and Gabe, who has hit the best century of this IPL? Samson, Padikkal, Butler, or Gaikwad? My personal thought is Padikkal. I think Padikkal's century was amazing. What did he score, like 150 or something like that? Right. I didn't expect that from him. I was like, he's a 120 strike rate player. And then he gets 100 at like 190 striker or something. So, yeah, I thought the way he changed it up was fantastic. So, for me, it's Devdutt Padikkal.
I'll tell you what, and people might disagree, and they're gonna say it's biased because I'm a CSK fan. I like Guy Quads, and I'll tell you why. Because it was a century that could have happened in ODI. It was a century that could have happened in Tests. It was a very mature innings he played, where the majority of his shots were conventional shots, cover drives, straight drives. It wasn't like a whole bunch of reverse sweeps, and he was able to maintain throughout the entire time, and he opened the batting. All right, that's an important thing. He opened the batting. Sampson's scores quickly, but he doesn't open the batting. And the thing with Sampson is he takes some of those unconventional shots that you wouldn't take in Test, right? Even in ODI, you're not going to risk it as much. That's more of a T20 century where I think Guy Quads could play anywhere, if that makes sense. Butler's was impressive because Butler put up a big total. What was it, like 160? What was it?
129.
129. That was impressive as well. But remember, Guy Quad was also 101 not out. Okay, it was also 101 not out, and he could have added more to it, but Jadeja was going off on the other end as well. So for me, that's kind of like the way I look at it, like what performance could actually translate to Test, and what performance could actually translate to ODIs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's one of the things you got to think about. One of the reasons I love Test is because unlike T20, where I could say I just got to survive 4 overs from take your pick. Today it's Norkia or maybe Axar. It's always Rashid Khan, right? Stay away from him. You ain't doing that in Test, cousin, because they're going to go 10, 20, 15 overs. So you got to face me. So what guy do I am confident can go out and face anyone? And although, notwithstanding today, Guy Quad went down. First time, by the way, because he's been averaging a 50. I knew it was going to happen eventually, but whatever. But with that being said, it's really being able to say, all right, that's why I love Test, because it's really, there's no strategy to be able to just avoid a Jimmy Anderson or avoid a Boomerang or avoid a Patty Cummings. You got to go after him, cousin. Not just, I'm going to wait out there 4 overs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. I get your thought process about Guy Quad, though. So I get you. I can't really say I'm right, you're wrong, because obviously what you're saying makes a lot of sense in terms of translating across formats, 100%. Did you use a clean slate?
I did. I thought that this was going to be a high-scoring event. Even though I knew the pitch was the same as yesterday's, I figured in Dubai, I'm going to go with, I want to stay away from Sharjah. I just want to stay away from Sharjah. I don't want any part of KKR. SRH, if you use your clean slate on their match, you're basically taking the entire other team because they're atrocious, right? I just spent a transfer on Jason Roy and he got me nothing. So I figured that this was my best chance with 2 good teams that would score. And it's been bowling dominating. So to your point, Nick, yep, I'm upset about it, but it is what it is. I just, it is what it is.
Hi, Jitesh. Yes, I'm well. I'm well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, RCB in the playoffs. Who'd have thunk it? Well, everyone thought it. Everyone thought RCB was going to.
What's funny? Looking at RCB, they're only 1 game off of the lead, right? And I think that RCB is one of these Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team. All people can think about is 88 all out or 92 all out, whatever it was, the huge collapse. But that is who they are. That is who they are. They're a great team that happens to, at times fall completely apart. But we forgot how good they were in the first leg of the IPL. Like, I think it's maddening to be an RCB fan. I remember Nick losing his mind that game. Him and Mirror were losing their minds. You know what I'm saying, dude? Yeah. And it's funny because they can look like the best side sometimes, and then sometimes you get 92 all out. And you're like, why? I don't understand. Why? Why? Oh, man, it's hilarious.
You've got. I say this all the time. RCB is Pakistan of the IPL, right? I'm surprised I don't support them, but
man,
I have to go with Dhoni. So I had to go with CSK. But definitely, it does hurt with RCB. Their lowest. What is it like? This was their 6th lowest total. They had lower totals than that. It's just crazy, absolute madness.
So 86 for 4 right now in the 14th over. I still got at least another over in me. I want to see if they can make it through the 15th over and at least have 100 runs. And it looks like they might come shy of that, to be honest with you, as economical as their bowling. But hopefully I can make it through the next over. Azyad, if you can hang out with me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm good. If we get to the 15th over, that'll be really cool because then I'll see if my prediction came true or not.
I don't know, Nick. That's another reason. I don't know if the boosters will last to the playoffs. I think you get new transfers and boosters, which is why I said I'm using mine.
I have a feeling you get both because was it last season when I played the entire season? So yeah, people in the chat could probably correct us anyway. Where is it? Ayush has a question. I just wanted to mention that. Do you think Delhi needs another name change after winning this IPL? Daredevils was a better name, but after winning, they'll break the curse. Interesting. Yeah, what could be a potential other name for Delhi Capitals? I like Capitals personally. Delhi Champions? Nah, that's too much. That's too much. I think Delhi Capitals makes sense to me.
Delhi Destroyers, bro. Because that bowling destroys batters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that. Delhi Destroyers. But the thing is, they're not going to get Rabada, Norki, and Avish Khan back next year. It's going to be highly unlikely they get all three of them back next year.
No, I honestly think that if you're a team and you're out there, you've got to get Norkia or Rabada, one of the two. You don't let teams do what Mumbai did and go back and stack up on their bowling so easily. And I think that a lot of teams are going to look at that and say, okay, what guy with pace can handle it? Look at how good not Owen Morgan, what's his name? Loki Ferguson has been. Ferguson has languished on the bench because Patty Cummings has been there. Let's be honest. If Patty Cummings hadn't pulled out, Loki Ferguson wouldn't be bowling right now. So that's what I'm saying. Loki Ferguson will lead another team in maybe one of the new expansion teams. I believe he could be a frontline bowler. You know what I'm saying? He's proven that he can be. He doesn't deserve to be buried on the bench. Gabe, your thought, pitcher versus bowler. Oh, man. My two favorite positions, pitching and bowling.
When you play, do you pitch or do you just, I don't know the terms, but do you usually field or are you usually the pitcher?
Oh, dude, I was never able to pitch. I had no control whatsoever. And my boys pitched, both Trey and J-Man pitched. Trey's a really, really good pitcher, has a lot of control. Threw a lot harder than I did. He's already up to 83, 84 miles an hour. I caught for a while, so I worked with pitchers because my arm wasn't good, but then the knees started going, so then they just stuck me in. There's an old saying in baseball, stick him in right. If the guy can't play defense, stick him in right. He's got bad hands, stick him in right. Like we were talking about it, where do you hide fielders? Like the universe boss, right? He's a bad fielder. Stick him in cricket, you got to put him in a slip, right? People like a slip is a skill position. I've seen Cronwell back there, okay? King Cronwell back there. Listen, as long as you got good hands, you can stick them there. Just saying.
Back in the day, Gabe, if I'm quoting this correctly, but back in the day, fine leg and third man used to, I think it was fine leg was the guy where you'd send someone, what was the position you'd send someone when they were not the best fielder, right?
Fine leg and third man.
Pakistan would send 3 fielders to fine leg.
No, fine leg and third man. They said Gale should hang out in the dugout. That's hilarious. You can't catch in the dugout.
But I understand what you're saying about, if someone is not a quick runner, right? If they're slow, but they're a good catcher, slips make sense. But if they're just in general, not a good fielder,
right?
Fine leg or third man made that position famous. I did, Gabe. Third man for life.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, man. Gabe, the batsman likes bowling now. Traitor, says Minatian.
Ooh, my apologies, Powder. Listen, Minatian. I just need batting for this team right here. And 15 overs in the books. We called it. We wanted 100. What do they got? 93? 93, I think, is not enough, but at least they made it here, and I expect them to attack right away. Baraf, that's awesome. It is a privilege and an honor to be playing with you, sir. 150th overall in the world. third in CFA Nation. That's awesome.
Wow.
Keep on playing, guys. As we know, top 3 receive those Dream 11 prizes on our side with the Apple and Amazon gift cards. But that's it for me today, as I got to get to work, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys already know. Look out for our 3 wickets later on today, where maybe I'll be on the couch. But until next time, same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you, Ozjod. Go check out his channel. And peace.
See you guys. Thank you very much.
Later, brother.